Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel At Home with Chelle, and to another what I eat in a day video to try and lose weight. This is a very realistic video sharing everything that I eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, any kind of snacks or anything. This was what I eat on a typical Friday, so when I've been at work all day but then want to try and relax a little bit in the evening with it being a Friday. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy this video. As if you've seen my other videos, then you'll know that I am following Slimming World, but also trying to calorie count. So for everything that I show today, I'll show you how to make it, and we'll include all of the calorie and syn information, and anything that you need will be in the description box in the video. So it includes a really easy breakfast, a soup that I made for my lunches throughout the week, and then dinner was a delicious kind of fish kebab with chips. So it was a real different take on, I suppose, fish and chip Friday, and this was from HelloFresh. This part of the video is kindly sponsored by HelloFresh. I've worked with them before. I absolutely love HelloFresh. I get it quite a lot. What I normally do is we order it for 3 nights. So it just, I feel like on a Friday as well, it just takes the hassle out, because you know, you're busy all week and then it almost feels like a bit of a treat. I normally get our shopping delivered on the Sunday, and by the time it gets to Friday, a lot of the food's gone off date. So then what I like to do on the Friday is get my HelloFresh delivery sometimes, and then that will kind of see me through to the weekend and stop me spending money and being naughty on takeaways. So I love HelloFresh because, like I said, there's so much choice. It's really easy. You don't have to think about anything. You just go onto the website. There's about 35-40 meals that you can choose from each week. Choose the meals that you want for your family, and then they just get delivered to your door. Everything is in individual kind of packets as well, so it's super easy. You just put it away and put the fridge stuff away, and then you get really easy to follow recipe cards with it. And we had some delicious meals this week. I also have a new code at the minute, so if you use the code back with Chelle, that will get you an amazing 60% off your first box, and then 20% off for 2 months, and free desserts for life, which is just incredible. So say for example you are ordering for a family of 2 and you want 3 meals, you can try your first box for only £12, which is just incredible. I mean, I don't even think you can get you couldn't even get McDonald's for 2 people for £12. So yeah, it's definitely worth trying. So I'll put the QR code on the screen somewhere around here. I'll also put the link and all the information in the description box, but if you use that code back with Chelle, then you can try your first box at an amazing 60% off, and then like I said, you get 20% off any subsequent boxes. And it's just so handy when it's really hard to try and think of what to have for 7 nights, whereas actually if you've already maybe done 3 nights on HelloFresh, just take some of that pressure off, and you're getting that fresh kind of produce, which is all portioned out and everything. Just feels like a little bit of a treat for the weekend. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy this video. If you do, then please give it a like. And if you are new, then I do make quite a lot of foodie content over here, so would love for you to subscribe. I also have a foodie kind of Instagram channel that I do try and upload to. I'm not that great on it. That is eatwellnotless_UK. But if you go on there, there's loads of recipes if you need any kind of more inspiration or anything. But yeah, let's get into sharing what I eat in a day to lose weight. So for breakfast today, I'm going to have a couple of hash browns, some eggs. I might have scrambled eggs or boiled eggs, I'm not sure yet, and maybe some tomatoes on the side. That again, I'll put in the air fryer. So I've got these hash browns from Aldi. These are 1.5 syns each, or 66 calories. So I'm just going to eat my breakfast now. So you can see for breakfast I've got a couple of hash browns, some tomatoes that I just did in the air fryer as well, and then 2 poached eggs. This is one of my definite go-to breakfasts because it's a little bit different, and especially if I would want to use my healthy extra B later on. So this comes in at 3 syns for this breakfast and around just over 300 calories. And of course, a cup of coffee. These are all the ingredients that you'll need to make the leek and potato soup. So you will need 2 celery sticks, 2 leeks, a couple of onions, 2 or 3 carrots dependent on their size, 2 garlic cloves, 4 medium-sized potatoes, and then I've got some stock here. So you need quite a lot of stock. So what have I got here? 1.6 litres of stock, which I've just made up from the bouillon, however you say it, or you can just use vegetable stock cubes or chicken stock cubes, whatever you prefer, and then some salt and pepper. So what you need to do initially is just basically peel and chop all of your vegetables into almost like little cube sized pieces. So I'm just going to do that and then I'll show you it when it's done. So this is all my veg chopped, so you can see you want it this kind of size. So I've got my onions, leeks and celery in here, and then my carrots, my garlic, and then I'll do the potatoes when this is all on. So what you want to do now is, let me move you over there, is get yourself a fairly large saucepan like so, and then put that onto a medium heat. I'm just going to spray that with some spray oil, or you can obviously use fry light, whatever you've got, and then you basically just want to pour this all in and then fry that off till it all softens. There's quite a lot in there, so you probably need quite a big saucepan. Hopefully this is big enough. And fry that off for around 10 minutes. I'll add the carrots as well. It will kind of reduce down and soften a little bit. Then I'll just squeeze in the garlic. I'll just squeeze through the garlic. A couple of garlic cloves in there. Give that a little bit of a stir every now and then, just to make sure that it's not kind of catching or burning. And whilst that's doing, I'm just going to peel and cube the potatoes. The veggies have been frying now for probably nearly 10 minutes, so you can see that they're really starting to soften and get a little bit of a colour on them. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper in there. Stir together. So I've then got my potatoes that I've cubed here. I'm just going to pour the potatoes in. Then give that a stir. And then go in with the stock. So you need quite a bit of stock. Hopefully this saucepan is big enough. Oh, just about. That's going to fall. So give that a stir, bring it to the boil, and then let it simmer for another 10 minutes. And then I'm going to have a little cheese and ham wrap with it. So these are the Weight Watchers wraps, so they're the smaller ones. And then what I've got recently is I've got this from Crimpet. I've got the big one and I've got the thins one as well. And then this is the mini wrap sealer. It's so good. So I'm just going to pop this in here and then just basically fill it with some cheese and ham. Actually, I'll put the cheese in first, I think. So I've just got the lighter mature cheese. So if you're on Slimming World, then this will count as your part of your healthy extra. I don't put a lot in, to be honest, because I don't want to overfill it. It's just really nice to have a little something extra with the soup. There we go. And then we're just going to add a little bit of ham into there as well. These are great because you can add whatever you want in there. Sometimes I have like leftover chilli, or sometimes I'll make like Arabella, a sweet one where I put chocolate sauce and strawberries. Yeah, I really like the mini ones because it means you don't have to have a big wrap. Then once it's like this, I'll just then put it in the microwave for around 20 seconds just to soften up the wrap and make it crimpable. So that's the wrap, a lot softer, and then basically all I'll do is then just crimp it down like so, and then you can either eat it cold, or I'm just going to pop it in the air fryer for, I don't know, 4 minutes or something. There we go. It's like a mini kind of little pasty, so good. So the soup is pretty much done now, so you can normally tell if you just basically put a little fork into the potato and just make sure that's soft. You don't want it soft that it's falling apart, but just kind of soft enough. So I'm just going to remove that from the heat. Now this next step depends on how you like your soup, I suppose. So I actually like mine with a little bit of chunkiness in it, so I'm just going to take a couple of cupfuls of the chunky bits, and then I'll basically blitz the rest, pour that back in, and then I kind of get a smooth soup with a chunky soup as well. That's probably enough actually. So then you can obviously leave this to cool, put it into a hand blender, or I'm just going to put it into a blender rather, or I'm just going to blend it up with a stick blender. So you just want to kind of keep whizzing it up, I suppose, until it's at your desired consistency. It depends how you like your soup. So I've done this fairly smooth because then I'm adding the chunkiness back in. Or, you know, if you like it a little bit chunky, you can just leave it all in and blend it a little bit. But I think this way works really well. So then that is pretty much done. And then what I'm going to do is just pour in, I'm getting in a right mess here. And just pour in the chunky bits of soup, stir them through, and then I'll just taste it and season with a little bit more salt and pepper if needed. But yeah, this is delicious, and this probably about 6 servings here, so probably quite a lot for kind of lunches for the week. And then I'll just store this in the fridge in a container. But there you have it. Potato and leek soup. So I'm just going to sit and eat my lunch now. So I've got the warmed up soup that I'd made previously, and then I've got my little kind of wrap here. So, ow, 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 that's hot. So you can see I've just got cheese and ham in there. The cheese is all melted, which will be delicious. And then I'm just going to eat this for my lunch. And I just love this because this is your Healthy Extra B. I've got some of my Healthy Extra A for the cheese. The soup is pretty much sin-free, to be honest. So yeah, pretty much a sin-free lunch. I'll work out all the calories, but to be honest, this will be about, I don't know, 120 calories for this. And then I think this is probably similar, around 100 calories as well. So, you know, for what, 250 calories, I've got a really delicious lunch that will keep me full. It just tastes so good. Like, soup is good on its own, but dipping cheese and ham kind of toasty into it, it's another level. I'm going to the office for a meeting this afternoon, so I'm just going to take a coffee into the office with me. So I normally just have a black coffee in the afternoon. So I've got a meeting in the office now for the rest of the day, so I've just eaten lunch, I've got a coffee to take with me, and then I'm just going to take a couple of snacks. So I've got these chicken fridge raiders, which I can't remember the syns, but they're hardly any. I'll put them on the screen, and the calorie information, and then an apple as well. To be honest, I feel really full after that lunch, so I probably won't eat these anyway, and I might just have the apple. And then, yeah, I will see you when I get back from work later to show you what's for dinner. So I'm back from work now, and the only thing that I ate this afternoon at work was the apple that I took with me, and obviously had like water and stuff. So I'm about to start dinner now, and thankfully tonight I've got a HelloFresh meal, so I don't really need to think about anything, and it's just so easy because I can just grab all the ingredients out the fridge and it's just there, all pre-proportioned. No kind of chopping really, other than I'll chop the chips. So tonight we are having Indonesian style satay fish skewers with red onion, oven baked chips and a pickled slaw, which looks absolutely delicious. I'm really looking forward to that. So how long does it take to make? So it takes about 35 minutes to make. This is from the Calorie Smart range as well. So it's not too high in calories. What are the calories in this? I think it's about 510 calories. So really good in calories. And I'll work out the syn value. Might be slightly higher in syns because it's got a couple of tablespoons of peanut butter in it. But other than that, it's basically potatoes, onion, fish, and then kind of lettuce and stuff and onions in the coleslaw mix. So yeah, and that's just with like a lime dressing. So really healthy that is as well. So yeah, I'm going to get on and make that now, and I'll show you how to make it. So I've just laid out all of the ingredients that will be going into the dinner. It did also come with some wooden bamboo skewers, and I've just got them soaking in some water, so obviously they don't burn when I cook them. And then I've just preheated the oven to 200 degrees. So then to make this, I've got my potatoes to make the chips, 2 red onions, 2 limes. This is a bit of a fish pie mix, which looks delicious as well, because then I can have fish skewers with lots of different types of fish on it. This is my kind of coleslaw mix. This is the veggies for the coleslaw mix. And how easy is that as well, that it's already done for me, because I honestly could not be bothered tonight to be chopping all of the cabbage and grating carrots and onion and all that. So yes, so handy that this comes already done. And then for the sauce itself, I've got some sweet chilli sauce, peanut butter, and then an an Indonesian spice mix. So again, all of this is just weighed out. You just get the portions for exactly what you need, so there's no kind of food wastage or anything. And to start off with, I'm going to do the chips. So I'm not going to bother peeling them or anything. I'm literally just going to cut them into chip-like shapes and then pop them into the oven. So I've just spritzed a baking tray with a little bit of oil, and then I'm just going to cut these into chip-like shapes. You can obviously peel them if you want, but to be honest, I quite like them with the skin on. It gives it more of a kind of rustic, real chip taste, if that makes sense. So depending on how many people you're making it for, you might need a couple of baking dishes just so they can lay completely flat. So I'm doing this for 4. So that's all the chips cut up. So I'm just going to spray them with a little bit of the spray oil and then season them with salt and pepper. I don't bother parboiling them or anything, and the recipe doesn't say to, and this is how I normally do my kind of chips as well, and they're always delicious. These will then go into the oven for around 35 to 40 minutes. So I'm now going to prepare my fish skewers. So just starting with the onion, which, what does it say to do with the onion? So halve and peel the onion and then cut each half into 3 wedges. And then add that to a bowl with the fish mix. The onions are halved, I'm just going to cut them into some wedges, throw them in with the fish, and then obviously I'll repeat with the other onion. Then I've got all of the onion and fish and everything in a bowl, so I'm just going to give that a bit of a mix together and then pour in the Indonesian spice mix. A little bit of oil in there as well, just to kind of help mix everything together and bind the fish, and then also just season with some salt and pepper. Just give that a really good stir and just leave that to marinate in the spices for a little while, just making sure that the fish and the onions are all coated in the lovely spice mix. Oh, it smells nice already. I quite like having fish as a bit of an alternative to just, you know, like chicken skewers or something like that. Nice take on just fish and chips as well, isn't it? Just having something a little bit kind of different. So then I'm just going to leave that to one side for now. So I'm just going to make the dressing for the coleslaw. So in a bowl, just squeeze the lime over the coleslaw mix. So a couple of, and then it requires 2 teaspoons of sugar, but I'm going to be using the low calorie granulated sweetener in here instead, which is only 2 calories per teaspoon compared to, I don't know what sugar is, but a lot more than that. So that is all combined in there. Just going to give that a mix round all together with the lime and the sugar. And then anything else that needs going in there? What else needs going in there? Some olive oil as well, so a tablespoon of olive oil. So it says 2 tablespoons, but I'm just going to put in 2 teaspoons instead. I'm guessing that will help kind of bind everything. I'll just mix that all in, and then I'll just leave that whilst I get on with just putting the fish skewers on, and then it can basically just sit in the oven. I can go and relax for a minute. So next up, I'm just going to get the skewers out of the water and then make a start on the fish. I just tried a little bit of the coleslaw and it's delicious. It's very limey. I think I was meant to save one of the limes for the satay sauce, but never mind. It's quite zingy, I like it. So now I'm going to make the fish skewers. So with this you get 2 fish skewers per person, so just basically going through and adding on fish. Ooh. I'm just trying to make sure that I get a bit of each different fish on each skewer. And then just place them onto a baking tray. So I'm just going to make the rest of them. So the chips have got about 12 minutes left now, probably, well, 15 minutes, so I've just turned them. And then my skewers are all threaded here, so I'm just going to pop them in and they will probably take around 10 to 12 minutes. So all the dinner is in the oven now. It's got about 10 minutes left. Everything else is pretty much ready. I just need to do the satay sauce, but that only takes a couple of minutes just before it's ready. So now I'm going to pour my glass. I haven't even had a drink yet. So now I'm going to pour myself a glass of wine. And I know it's like sins and calories, but it's Friday night and it's been a long week. And this is a realistic what I eat in a day, so I'm going to have a glass of wine. And then I wanted to show you these little bottles. They're really cool. So I've been buying these recently. They're 187 ml bottles. And then I find if I have this, then I just have like one glass of wine. Whereas if I have a bottle of wine, then sometimes I think I'll have a glass, and then I think, oh, I'll just have a little bit more. And I'll just have another one, and then before you know it, like the whole bottle's gone. Whereas these, I'm a lot more likely to just have the one, and then it kind of keeps me in my syns and calorie value. So yeah, that's a little top tip if you are, I mean, if you don't drink wine or drink, then that is amazing. I do, and I really enjoy it, and I know I should stop. But for me, I mean, what will this be, like 5 syns or something? Like 100, I think it was 130 calories, I just checked. But I feel like I've had a really good day. Look at me trying to justify it. I feel like I've had a good day, sin-wise today. So yeah, I'm going to have this instead of like any dessert or snack. I would rather have a glass of wine. And like I said, it's Friday night, so happy Friday. Or whenever you're watching this. So I'm now going to make the satay sauce. So into a small saucepan, I'm going to add, this is probably just under 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, but like I said, it's amazing because it just comes out already portioned out for you. And then I've got my sweet chilli sauce, so again, that's, look, it's a couple of, slightly over, a couple of tablespoons. And then to that I need to add 3 tablespoons of boiling water. Oh, this is really hard. There we go. So I'm just going to give this a really good stir together. I'll put it onto the hob. Just put it on the hob on a low heat, and then just give it a really good stir together. I was meant to add the lime juice now as well, but I'd added it all in earlier. So I'll just add in, still get quite a bit out of that. And just keep mixing that together until it becomes a nice sauce. So I've just taken that off the heat, and you can see now it's a really smooth consistency. So I'm just going to dish up the chips, the skewers, a couple per person, and then I will pour this over the skewers. So as you can see, we're having the fish kebabs, the coleslaw and the homemade chips in the oven. This is a real different take on Fish and Chip Friday, so really looking forward to this. I'm just going to try a bit of the fish with the satay sauce. That is delicious. I've already had a couple of chips as well, they're nice. And then, yeah, I tried the coleslaw earlier. So, yeah, a real different take on a Fish and Chip Friday. I've got my wine as well. Do you like the fish?
Yeah.
Was it nice?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Arabella's got the fish and chips as well, but she's got carrots instead of the coleslaw because she didn't want to eat the coleslaw. So you've got some carrot batons, haven't you, instead? Mm-hmm. Yummy? Mm-hmm. Yeah, right, let's enjoy them.
Chips.
Yummy chips. So I'll put all of the syn and calorie information on the screen below, but I reckon this is probably, I mean, it's got the peanut butter in and the sweet chilli sauce, so I'd reckon it's about 4 or 5 syns per person, so slightly higher than normal, but I'll still be well within my allowance for the day, even with my wine, hopefully. So Arabella is in bed now, the kitchen is all tidy from making dinner and everything, and then what I do at the end of most days is fill in my food diary. Those of you who have watched my videos before will have seen me do this. It's just from Amazon. I think it cost about £5 or £6. It's just super handy because it just keeps me in track and makes me accountable, because then I have to record what I've eaten in here. So to be honest, I don't fill it in all the time. I don't always fill it in at kind of weekends or anything, but I do try and make an effort and fill it in throughout the week. And on here I can just track what I've had for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and then we'll track whether it was free, speed, any healthy extras, if it was synned, and then I also put my the calorie information, because I look for calorie, I track the calories and syns that I'm having. So yeah, I've just gone through and then added it all up. So calorie wise today I've ended on 1,362, which I think is fairly good, considering again I've had a glass of wine as well. I normally aim for around 1,500-ish calories. And then syns today I came in at 11 syns in total. Again, I normally aim for around 10 if I'm trying to lose weight, and we'll go for like 15 if I am maintaining. So yeah, hopefully this video has been useful and it's given you a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of an insight into what I eat in a day. Just a reminder around the code for HelloFresh as well. So if you use back with Chelle, then that will get you your first meal for 60%, and then you will get your subsequent meals for 2 months for 20% discount as well, which is amazing and just saves a lot of time when you're making meals, especially if you are busy as well. So yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed it, and as always, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again soon in my next video. Bye.